You're listening to Scheduling Sin with me, Snowmilf.
The lifestyle, the naughty hobby, you have to be completely open. You're there naked, showing everything, all your lumps and bumps.
Lumps and bumps.
Yeah. Well, hello, Mrs. Snow.
Well, hello, Mr. Snow, and how are you today?
We're doing well. How are you?
I'm good. So we know it's time to record a podcast because you're in your podcast outfit, which is no pants.
That's it. The pants come off, the microphones go on.
It needs to be some type of.
It's a new refrigerator magnet.
New refrigerator magnet. So we've been talking a lot about like merch, right?
Merch.
Yeah, sweet merch.
So okay, this is the first order of business today. So we have been talking about making refrigerator magnets and stickers and things like that. And the one that I want first, is I want the quote, "I don't need a wingman, I need an audience."
Well, yeah.
So we need to know from you. Send us a message, hit us up on Discord or something. Tell us what merch you want.
I think Pound Town Population 1 Mrs. Snow is
I think
on
like
that
a road
list as
sign
well.
kind of situation.
A road sign, 100%.
I think that's good. So
I like to visit Pound Town.
So that's that. Big news today. We have a new website coming together.
Oh yes, Mr. Snow is very excited about our website.
It is schedulingsin.com.
Yes.
And
is it live? I guess it is.
Well, it will be certainly by the time this comes out. Okay. The cool thing about it is you can go and get all the episodes there, but it also has stuff about us. Mm-hmm. It has a blog. So you'll, some writings and things. And one of the cool things that we're working on, we have a few people in our Discord that we are working on this with, is doing some community content.
Mm-hmm.
The Scheduling Sin community continues to grow. And we have a few entrepreneurial members who would like to do some podcasting, some writing of their own. And that website is going to be where a lot of that comes together.
Yeah.
And if we ever manage to accomplish merch, we might figure out how to do an online store.
Yeah.
So schedulingsin.com. And we're probably going to update our emails and stuff with that at some point soon too. So keep an eye out for that. But that's all the housekeeping news up front. We have a very exciting guest today.
We do.
We have captured a unicorn.
Yes, a beautiful unicorn.
Her name is Ginger or Gigi, and she is in our Discord. So after this conversation, you can join our Discord and talk to Ginger yourself.
Yes.
And ask her whatever naughty questions we didn't.
So welcome, Miss Ginger.
Thank you very much for having me. It's my absolute privilege and honor to have been asked to show or tell a unicorn story.
So maybe some of our merch can be a beautiful ginger unicorn.
I think we should do that. I think we need to characterize some of the people.
Oh, man.
A ginger bobblehead.
A ginger bobblehead. Is that with her mouth open?
Obviously. Yeah.
So, Ginger, tell us about you. Introduce yourself.
I'm just Ginger on Fab, and I've been swinging on and off for 10 years. Mm-hmm. I started when I was just after a divorce. Didn't want a relationship, but was quite happy meeting people. And I think it's very difficult as a single lady to meet people, especially when all your muggle friends are married and doing their own thing. I think, all of a sudden you find yourself alone, missing conversation, adult conversation, and missing obviously the physical side as well. Mm-hmm. So I was introduced to Fab, set up a couple's profile, but I was playing individually as a single. And just really enjoyed meeting different people. It was
how did they tell it? So you explained that a gentleman said, "Have you thought about swinging?" what did he tell you about swinging that made you want to try
and what
it?
did you know about it? You know what I mean? Like, because you're being introduced to this.
I mean, I knew nothing. But when he explained it to me about, the lifestyle, how it works, and I enjoy sex, obviously. So I was like, oh, well, this is interesting. I didn't want to get into dating. I didn't want a full-blown romantic relationship. And I dipped my toes in, and it was...
But literally or figuratively?
Figuratively. Okay. But yeah, it was... it just suited me at the time. I think, I was emotionally broken, if you like, and, financially not in a good place. I mean, I've got 2 young daughters. I said it's really difficult to go out. And I think as a single female, it's not like you can just pop down to the pub. I don't feel, I mean, some women would do it, but I wouldn't be comfortable just walking into a pub on my own and sitting there having a drink or going to the cinema or, it was just, so it was difficult to work out how to meet people and have an adult conversation with people. So it just seemed to suit me at that time. And I say the physical interaction, I don't mean just sex, but the kissing, the cuddling and all that.
Some level of intimacy, sure.
And being close with somebody. I think that was something that I really missed. And being close to people. It was something that I just missed, and it was just difficult. I said all my friends were sort of married and doing their own thing, and I think sometimes they forget that you're sat at home, and because they're so busy, in their own lives going on holidays and that sort of thing. I'm like sitting there going, well, you could ask me. Maybe they thought I was going to steal their husband. I don't know. But it's just, I don't know. It was just weird. So, it just really, really suited me at the time. I didn't want the commitment of a relationship. I just wasn't in the right place to do that at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So what was your first... So your friend says you should give the lifestyle a try.
Right.
Yes.
And you say, okay. What is that first introduction? What did you do first? I mean,
so you said that you had started a
set up your fab account,
but you set it up as a couples to be, maybe not as inundated, right?
Exactly. I was, informed that if I set up a singles lady profile and said I want to meet guys and couples, that I would get inundated, and at least having some guidance. So I was in charge of the messages. I could control that. He also had access, so he could look to see from a safety point of view, almost as a sort of a guardian type thing, to see that it was safe and what I was doing was safe. And
in the beginning, what were you looking for?
I think also I wanted to explore my bi side. I never had the chance to do that. Always thought about it, fantasized about being with a woman, but never really known how to go about it. How do you meet women, and also being afraid of being judged as well. And obviously having 2 daughters, I had them to think about. They were young. So that was something that was definitely appealing to me, to see. I would like to explore that side of my side. And this gave me the opportunity to do that. In a safe environment, that I wasn't going to be judged, and that there was going to be no comeback in my real life, if you like. So, because you never know what people are going to say.
We've had those conversations even about our lifestyle and what we do, and there's always that fear of judgment. and we've heard that from couples. We've heard that obviously from single males and now single females, right? So like, there's always this concern of that piece. And what I have found within, people in the lifestyle and people in this naughty hobby, as we call it, it is amazing how judgment is not, people are very non-judgmental, and usually people are very open and accepting to whatever you are, whatever you like, whatever you don't.
Unusually so. I didn't expect that. When I first started down this road, I did not expect the non-judgmental environment that we found.
I think once you're in front of somebody, and especially if you've got no clothes on, you've got nothing to hide.
Yeah.
You're having a conversation, you're naked. And also, I think because you have to discuss almost intimate details of yourself.
Pretty quickly. Yeah.
You're being very intimate with somebody, and sometimes you might have to say, oh, look, I might not orgasm very quickly, or I have trouble doing this, or it takes me a long time to get into it. So you're talking about very personal things very quickly because you have to. Maybe because you're discussing such personal issues about yourself that you wouldn't discuss with your ordinary friends. I don't even discuss my sex life with any of my vanilla friends, nothing. I'm quite a private person. But in the lifestyle, the naughty hobby, you have to be completely open. You're there naked, showing everything, all your lumps and bumps.
Lumps and bumps. Yeah, I agree with you. It's funny how vulnerable you can be, and it's this weird thing. Like, you're absolutely right. I have conversations with these people in this community in a much more open, very open, transparent way than I do my closest girlfriends. Yet I know way more about my closest girlfriends in every other context than I do people in this community. So it's kind of this weird, like, you're super close in very different ways.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. But at the same time, I think because we're all non-judgmental and we're all very open, you can make some fantastic friendships through the lifestyle,
right?
That you absolutely cherish. I've made some amazing friends who I'd never would have met, and they know you so well because you've shared intimate moments.
And they've seen the lumps and bumps.
They've seen all your glory, your bruises, and all the rest of it.
It's funny. I feel so much more comfortable getting naked without even thinking about it in like a club setting than I would in a locker room.
Yes,
it's just so bizarre to say.
You're like busy trying to hold up the towel and trying to hold it with your teeth. And
I'm being very modest. But in the lifestyle, like a club, I'm like, meh.
Yeah, we just take it all off. Here I am. Except
we just went to dinner with a single male, and he's traveling quite a long way to come see us, which is a whole thing in and of itself. But I said to him, hey, listen, we're going to go to a restaurant and have drinks and these things. I don't want you to feel compelled that you have to pay for everything. And he said something and he's relatively new, and he said something along the lines of, we're all talking about getting naked, and I don't think the check is going to be the awkward part. And I laughed because I said, actually,
that's more awkward than getting naked.
It's way more awkward. Getting naked is the easy part.
Yes. Yeah. You've got nothing to hide. Here I am.
But I just laughed at that. Like, and
talk about perspective,
Yeah, right.
We've come a long way, Mr. Snow.
We've come a long way. We're talking about sweet merch now.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm going to vote for a ginger unicorn. I think that's going to happen.
Love it.
So what were some of your first experiences like? As you started to meet people and you started to get going, what did you find? What worked? What didn't work?
There was a mixture of both. I met a lovely couple. I got on very well. go to their house. They were really, really nice. Me and the lady got on very, very well, very well. And yeah, no, it was such fun, and it was good to try things with them, and they were very, very sweet. They had young children, so it was quite difficult for us to try and meet up regularly, but I saw them a few times. I did meet some single guys. I did make some horrendous mistakes.
Sure.
And I think one of the mistakes I did make was I agreed to meet a single guy, and he came to my house, and we didn't have a social to start off with. And he came straight to my house, and we'd been talking and everything. But when he came to my house, I was like, oh, I don't think this is going to work. But I didn't say that in my head. And he was chatting to me, and then I felt that I was stuck in this position of, I don't know what to do. And this is when I messaged the guy who was like a guardian, if you like. And I said, I don't know what to do. And he said, okay, well, we're going to play it this way. We're going to play it that I'm your dom, you're my sub, and that the only thing I can allow you to do is kiss him, so you won't have to do anything else. I said, okay, because I felt really bad because he travelled a long way as well, so I did feel like I could just go, all right, no, this isn't working, off you go.
Yeah.
So I ended up kissing him for like an hour and a half. A really long time. And I kept checking my phone and going, oh no, the dom says that I can't do anything else. I'm really sorry.
How did he take that? Did that work?
It did work. He did work because, he realised I was a sub and that I was under the watch of my dom, so it did thankfully work. Once this time had passed, and he eventually left, and I was that was a mistake. I really should have done a social first,
right?
Maybe not do that again, because I would have realised that if I'd have met him in a pub or something, that it wouldn't have worked, and I could have probably not been in this position.
Right. I would think, as a single female, like the first thing that comes to my mind would be safety. So I can appreciate, when you haven't done it before, and when you're kind of naive when you're starting, as we all are, you kind of just assume everybody is nice and friendly and open and all of these things, you know what I mean? Like you kind of have the rose-colored glasses on, and let's be real, we're also a little blinded by our horniness. So
yes, exactly. And it's like,
I'm never blinded by my horniness.
You're blinded by your horniness pretty much every day. But
so yeah.
But I think as a female, I think it's kind of heightened in some way. And like you said, you would not want to. And again, as a single male coming to a single female, you hate that it's an issue, but it is an issue about that just concern and worry. And, what if I'm not feeling this and I say no and it doesn't go well, or, you know what I mean? So I can appreciate that.
Well, and what if the person gets upset? Now you've got a person in your house who
knows where you
potentially be feeling very vulnerable and very upset.
Right.
Yeah.
So what is your advice for that? For a single woman who might be interested in meeting single men now, how do you suggest she do that?
So I would suggest, first of all, have a guardian angel. I have a guardian angel. And I would tell this guardian angel who I'm meeting, where I'm meeting them, their fab name, all the details I can possibly give, and arrange to meet this person in a place that you know well, that you're familiar with, because then you know it also reduces your stress levels, because it's nothing worse than trying to find, I don't know where I'm going, and somewhere with good parking so you don't have far to walk, especially if it's dark, and then go from there. At least if you're meeting, say, in a pub that's well lit and got good parking and there's people around you, and obviously have your phone with you so you can just update your guardian angel saying, look, I've arrived, and then give them updates lots of toilet breaks. Oh, it's going well, or it's not going so well.
Right.
And that would be, that's probably the best advice I think I can give on that one. And then, if it doesn't work out, you can make your excuses and leave. But if it does work out, and generally, also I think you need to manage the expectations. Sometimes the other person might get a bit excited, going, "Oh, can't wait to meet you, and we'll do this, that, and the other." You're like, "Well, let's just meet for the social first and see how it goes. Let's not just assume that because we're meeting we're going to play, because that might not happen."
So do you typically do like individual dates like that, or are you more of a club person? I imagine the club setting is probably very different, obviously.
Yes. I mean, the first time around, I never went to a club, and I wish I had it done, because a club, you feel a lot safer.
Right.
And then if it doesn't work out, it's cool because you can both go off and do your own thing.
Right.
So unfortunately, the first time around, I wasn't brave enough to go to a club, because I just thought, oh God, I'm going to have to take my clothes off. People are going to see me naked, and I don't know what to wear. And there's going to be, and I just felt like I'll be so intimidated. There'll be all these beautiful people, and they're all going to know each other, and they're going to be absolutely drop dead gorgeous, stunning, and I'm just going to feel like this ugly troll in the corner, not knowing what to do, and just like your brain takes over a bit and start overthinking it.
That's exactly what I expected. I mean, when we went to the club the first time, I mean, we're not Ken and Barbie.
No.
And the first time we went to the club, I was very self-conscious about, boy, we might get just asked to leave.
and now we're both blinded by horniness, and we just go rogue.
Yeah. I mean, we're not Ken and Barbie, but we're very horny. Can we stay?
And I think that's again a wonderful thing about, like you say, everyone's accepting. There's so many different shapes and sizes.
Yeah.
We all look different underneath. But I didn't really appreciate that, and I was just too scared. And I wish I'd gone to a club first time round. So you live and learn.
So so that was in the beginning, some of the situations that didn't go so well. Tell us about some of the first situations that went great.
This is him trying to get blinded by horniness.
Keep in mind.
So saying about this one couple that I did see, I also met another couple who I'm still in touch with when I had my comeback tour.
Comeback tour. That sounds fun.
I had a break for a few years, so I've come back, and they found me on Fab, and I was like, yeah, we played 10 years ago. They were, oh yes, we did. They were like, oh, I've still got photos of you from 10 years, because I allowed them to take photos when I was playing. We were all playing together. And it's like, wait, we've still got some of the photos of you. And here they are. I was like, wow. So I've met up with them since, and it's just really nice to see them and to maintain that connection. And it's almost having that familiarity, I suppose, of people that you've known, which is really nice. It's the friendships for me that you make is a really big deal. There's people that you can talk to. You wouldn't talk about stuff to anybody else in your normal life, that you can really engage with these couples. I've been very fortunate to meet some lovely people. I had a rough time beginning of this year, and I was not in a good place. And a couple I met, so lovely. They said, we were talking, and they said to me, I think you need counselling. I was like, yeah, you're right. But I needed someone to tell me that.
Right.
Otherwise I wouldn't have done it. And nobody else in my vanilla world really knew that I was in this place, because you keep it hidden. But again, because we're so open, and they knew me, they said to me, yeah, I think you need to go and get counselling and get yourself sorted. I was like, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So that was a real positive thing. And the support you have on the Discord chat when you are in a bad place is unbelievable. You don't get that support anywhere else, I don't think. If you did want to go to a support hub for mental health, then definitely the support you get on Discord is it's just amazing. Words cannot express how supportive people are on there.
Right.
There's not many people you can message like at 1 o'clock in the morning going, oh, I'm having a bad day, I'm spiraling. And somebody will be on there and they'll go, you can talk to me. Just talk to me. Let's talk it through. And that's one of the best things I think about the lifestyle.
I think there's just the complete genuineness of people is pretty amazing. And, me and I've had this, like Mr. Snow and I've had this conversation. Where else can you be 100% yourself? Like, in what environments and what group of people can you be 100% yourself? And it's just like so supported and even encouraged and just.
Well, you're actually celebrated for who you are.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And it's enabled me to explore my bi side, and I've had such a blast this year exploring my bi side. It's been just fantastic. There's another couple that I met. I do like my couples, and we had the chance to explore that side. I ended up buying a strap-on. And we gave him a name. He's called Christoph.
It's people that have small children. I just can't not think of Frozen.
I don't know what. I was like, oh, Christoph Koch. That's his
Christoph
name.
Koch.
Christoph Koch. I don't know why. I just felt more comfortable giving him a name rather than going, oh, this is my.
You're really helping our merch game right now.
Picturing Christoph Koch bobbleheads.
100%. Yep, it's gonna happen.
Yeah, and it just made it fun. It made it lighthearted, and I've never had the chance to, experiment with one before, and it's just been amazing. Absolutely, It's such good fun, and I absolutely love it. I love. Playing with women with it, and it's great. Apart from I'm not at the point where I'm twirling around doing helicopters, but it's a close call.
Well, wait till you get there. That's fun.
That's what he does all the time.
That's going to be my next thing. Yeah. Yeah. So it's, that's a very positive thing. Yeah. Just to be yourself and go, this is,
But to be able to explore it, like the fact that you could say, hey, I want to try this. And people are like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I have questions.
Okay.
So as a woman with a strap on, Christoph, shall we say?
Christoph the Cock.
So help a guy help
spinning
a
right
male understand this, because, obviously we can feel it.
Yeah.
Right.
So when we're doing that, for obvious reasons, it feels great. We're getting, I'm going to say the words, we're getting something out of it. Mm-hmm. And I don't mean to suggest that I don't think you are, but help us understand, like, from a woman's perspective, wearing a strap on, what do you get out of that?
I think it's pleasure in another woman. I get off.
I can tell you that. I've never put a strap on. Well, that's not true. But
that's not true. You have. We never named it.
Well, clearly, we got to get back to that. But
yeah.
I think it's really about the other person.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, okay. Is it the power? Is it the little bit of sort of a domination kind of thing, or is it you're enjoying how much they're enjoying it?
I'm enjoying how much they're enjoying it. And I think it's, for me, I don't know if this is true, but I think women tend to express themselves a lot more during sex, and I think, having a woman on top of me really enjoying herself, it's a massive turn on. I was lying there going, come on, darling, hop on. It's just like...
He wants to know how big Christoph is.
He's quite big. It's a fair size.
I mean, a name like Christoph, you know.
Yeah, he's a decent size. Actually, I've got two sizes: a small one and a large one. And most of the time it's the larger one that comes out. So,
if you're going to buy one, buy a big one.
Yeah, you might as well. Yeah, all in. So, so to speak, literally all in.
What are your favorite strap-on positions?
Ooh.
Oh God. So, okay. So basically, I think the favourite thing that's ever happened is I was on top of the lady, and then her husband was behind me. So I'm inside her, and then he's inside me.
That sounds pretty hot.
That was hot. That was absolutely mind blowing. Absolutely, it's got to be one up there with one of the top ones. Yeah.
Is that hard to do? That seems like it sounds so hot.
It goes back to the we're not Ken and Barbie.
Yeah, we may not have the body types for it, but it sounds so hot. And then I'm picturing doing it
logistically.
And I'm getting leg cramps thinking about it.
So the lady was laid down. It was on the side of a bed. I was sort of more stood up, and then he came behind me. So, yeah, it worked really well. Everyone was we're all involved. I don't want anyone to be left out.
Mr. Snow is a visual person.
This needs to become a video podcast.
Yeah, clearly.
So yeah, that was fun. I mean, to be honest, the first time I used it, I did make a mistake with the lady. I was like, is it because you can't tell? It was like, I was like, I said, oh, you enjoy that? She goes, it's in the wrong hole, but it's fine. I'm enjoying it. I was like, okay then.
This is so validating.
My God.
I love knowing that it's not just men that make this mistake.
Oh my God.
Because you can't feel it. So.
Right. Exactly. So clearly she has a little bit more of an excuse because she can't feel it. It's bullshit when you do it.
Well, mistakes do happen.
Yeah, whatever. Mistakes. The same mistake over and over and over, not the mistake.
Yeah, I felt quite embarrassed about it, but she was like, it's in the wrong hole, but it's fine. So I was like, okay, then I'll just carry on. As long as you're happy, that's all that matters.
You just want me to say that. Just carry on. It's in the wrong hole, but carry on. I don't want you to say that. So what's it like joining a new couple? I mean, what do you usually look for? What are you trying to do most of the time?
Normally, we would meet as a social. I would have spoken to them quite a bit before. The best advice I would say is set up a WhatsApp group with the three of you. And you can monitor to see how much the lady is engaged.
Right.
To make sure she's on board with it all, because you don't want her to feel that she's been suckered into it because her husband is keen to have a threesome. So you want to make sure that she's definitely on board with it. And so once we've all chatted a bit, then, we'll meet up in a hotel or whatever, have a drink and a chat, see how it's going, and definitely watch the body language, watch her, how is she feeling, reading her face, her eyes, is she comfortable? And then when they say that they would like to play, then making sure that she doesn't feel that you're just in it for the guy, that you're in it for both of them. And for me, it's an absolute honor and privilege to be invited into a couple's relationship briefly, because they have a really special relationship, and it's a massive trust thing for them to invite you into that. So it's a pure respect, and you're almost humbled by it when you see a couple and they're obviously completely devoted and in love with each other, and you're allowed to have a part of that. And you almost love them both a bit, for it. And it's just keeping an eye on the body language to make sure they're both happy. And normally, if we start playing, it's probably myself and the lady that would play first. that's not by design. It's just a natural thing, I think. And yeah, just making sure she's comfortable, and you check in with her, just go, are you okay with this? Are you okay with me touching you here? Are you okay with me doing this? Are you okay with all these bits? And just giving her that reassurance, because I put myself into that position that if it was me and my husband invited another female, you can feel quite threatened.
Right.
So it's just reassuring her that you're not there to steal her husband or to, have sex with him while she sits in the corner watching. That's not what it's about. So it's just giving her the reassurance that you're there for both of them, and to make sure that they have a good time, and everyone is left exhausted.
So most of the couples you play with, the women are bi?
Yes.
Okay. Have you ever done it where the woman is not bisexual and it's more on the fulfilling the man's fantasy?
Only by mistake. Again, initially when I first started, I met a couple, and she said she was bi, and we were sort of kissing, but she just got so drunk. She actually wasn't into it, and I felt really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And me and the guy did play a bit, and then we decided that because she was so drunk and wasted, that it wasn't a good idea to carry on. And we just stopped, and I went home. So, because that's it, I just felt really uncomfortable. That's not what it's about. And if she had to get wasted or drunk in order to enjoy it, then obviously she's not on board. And I don't want to be in the middle of a domestic.
Yeah, no, that's no fun for anybody. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Sense.
Yeah, it's just so most of the time, all the time actually, it's the woman is bi or bi curious. So and I'm happy to help her.
You're happy to be the one that explores that with her. You're such a good egg.
I know. I feel like I'm sacrificing.
Like you and Christoph.
I haven't introduced Christoph to everybody yet. It's and I love that, and watching a woman and seeing if she's enjoying it, and women are complicated creatures. I feel sorry for guys because they have so many bits and pieces that are so different. I really feel sorry for the guys. It's hard to know which buttons to press, I think, sometimes.
Well, you know what I struggle with, and this is kind of within our dynamic. So Mrs. Snow and I are very expressive people, and that translates to the bedroom. You'll know when we're having a good time, and I feel like I think we're fairly easy to read in that way, but we've had some experiences with people who are much more quiet and much less expressive. And that is so, for me at least, that is so difficult,
right?
Because I can't tell what this person likes or what they want. And if they're not saying anything and they're not really reacting, communication is so important for me, because otherwise I get lost in the details and I kind of start to pull away a little bit because I feel like I really don't know if this is working. You know what I mean?
I think that's another important thing that, that women should say, look, this isn't working, that's not working, or even move your hand or something, so that you want that. The whole idea is that they're enjoying it. And if they don't give you any feedback and you don't know, you then start doubting yourself and you're like, well, I'm not sure. Then you start getting the voices in your head going, oh God, I'm no good at this. Maybe I should just stop while I'm ahead. I think it's really important I think people should feel free to say, touch me here, touch me there, move the hand, or at least say something. It is. I agree with you there.
Well, and I think sometimes people don't and I've been told this now by women, and it was kind of really surprising for me to hear this, but I've had women tell me that, I had one woman ask me very specifically, I like to come using a vibrator, like during sex. And she said, "Is that a problem?" And I looked at her and I said, "Well, why? Of course not. Why would that be a problem?" But she said that some men, I suppose, are sort of put off by that their sexual skills are not up to the task on their own, So I get the impression in some cases that women, I don't know if it's so much this way with men, but women don't necessarily feel comfortable saying what they want or what they don't want or including toys and things, because I think they're worried that guys are going to be somehow, they don't want to be told what to do or,
and I'm not a man, so I don't have a penis, so help me out here. But like, I feel like men's orgasms are a little, men tend to come easier maybe, or doing kind of the same thing across, you know what I mean? Like most men, if you jack them off or you play with their penis in some type of way, like that's going to have a reaction, right? Yeah. But women, I think, are very different in what turns them on. Like, for example, like nipple play. I've heard some women say that like, oh, I could get so turned on and revved up and almost come with my nipple play. And like it wouldn't make a difference. And some, it's all about the clit, or some it's all about internal stim. I mean, so we're just more complicated, right? I mean, we have a lot more things.
Well, but there's one other difference. There's one other major difference in that in most sexual encounters, the man is going to get his orgasm for himself.
Yeah.
He is going to generally have sex with you in a way that gets him off.
Right. He can control how that works.
Exactly.
Sure. Yeah.
And for the woman, of course she can do it herself, but that's not usually how it goes. Like, right. I feel like,
and sometimes it's not just penetration that does it.
No, of course not. And but it's funny, and I never really gave this a lot of thought. But like, men kind of take orgasms, and women oftentimes receive them during sex.
Yeah.
And I think
for Christoph.
And I think with men, there's only, I think, one type of orgasm, whereas women have so many different types of orgasms, and different women have different types of orgasms. And women, like you said, some women are clitoral, some women are internal. It's honestly, the guys, bless them, just have their work cut out, and some women like it from behind, some women like the missionary position, or some women have low pelvic floors, or women have higher ones. We're all got, whereas you can't see generally if it's internal where their bits are. So yeah, it's definitely poor guys. I'm so sorry.
For me, it would be perfect to have a woman tell me what she wants.
Yeah.
Do this. Oh, I love it when you do this. Oh, I love it when you do that. Or I would like you to do that. That's because my goal is to make a woman feel good.
Yeah.
Well, don't make me guess.
We expect you to be a mind reader in the bedroom and like on our anniversary.
Maybe we should just hold up point cards going, that's a 10. Yeah, you hit the point there.
You're getting warmer. You're getting warmer. Oh, you're cold.
Yeah. You blew it. Yeah. You wiggled when you should have stroked.
Yeah.
Yeah, or just, if when a woman's playing with a guy, just go, oh yeah, that's really good. That's really good. Don't be afraid of saying stuff, although it might come out in your head like you're in a porn movie. The guy likes it. It works for him. You might go.
Well, the more vocal, I think. Yeah, I mean,
there is a reason we like porn movies.
We have solved the problem of the day. Why do men like porn?
There you go. Okay, so Gigi, I have one kind of last question for you.
Okay.
What advice do you have for couples or singles who are searching for the elusive unicorn?
The ginger unicorn.
I think, one of the things I think that, we all like is to approach, I suppose it's honesty. Honesty is definitely a big thing for me. You know, we're all swingers, and we all see other people, meets and that sort of thing. So if you're trying to engage with somebody, don't pretend to be something you're not. You know, be completely honest. You know, I said I have a couple of really, really close relationships, and we're honest with each other. You know, we'll go, oh, would you like to meet up today? No, I'm busy, I'm meeting somebody else, but I can do this. So it's the honesty, because then you feel like you can trust that person, and trust is a massive thing when you're, you know, you can let yourself go more. So I think is honesty, trust, respect is definitely a thing. I think in the date, when you're dating, you get less respect than you do when you're swinging, which is weird.
That is an interesting concept. Yeah, because, and maybe it's because it's so upfront initially about what this relationship would potentially be. I think there's more of the opportunity and even to some degree, some expectation that I'm going to be very clear about what I want and what this is and what this is not. Whereas in relationships, I think
there's more of a dance there.
Yeah. I mean, it's more of you're trying to figure it out together.
Yeah.
Individually and together. Yeah.
Yeah. And, you know, when you're communicating with a unicorn, don't just put, can I come over at lunchtime and do you? That won't work. that doesn't work.
Yeah. Mr. Snow always gets like, can I come over and fuck your wife?
It's just like, no, I kind of want to have a conversation, you know, I have to have that connection.
Right.
You want to make sure you're on the same level. You can have a laugh and a bit of banter and all the rest of it, but it's more than that, and just engage with them, make sure that the person feels safe, and it's great. You can send out another couple I go and see. I've been to the house. We have a bit of play. We have some dinner. Then we have a play again. And then in the morning, he'll come and bring me a cup of tea. We'll get into bed together, and it's great. And it's having, but also you wouldn't want to see. I suppose it's making sure that that's kept special as well. All the time. It's nice. But it's a respect thing, and I think it has to work both ways. Just because I'm a unicorn, I'm not going to go and start bragging and going, oh, like you're lucky to have me. That's not how it works. I'm humble and privileged to be with you. So I think it's got to work. The respect has got to work both ways, and the honesty. So I think that's definitely, and the conversations are great as well, that you can talk about anything and openly, and just, I suppose, to make sure that person feels safe as well.
Do you think unicorns have a reputation of being very like, you're lucky to have me? I mean, is that a thing?
I don't think so. I haven't come across that, but I think other people might perceive it, because obviously unicorns get a lot of attention.
Well, they're called unicorns, right? So
yeah.
I would agree with that. I think the perception is that the answer to that is yes.
Yeah.
But I think the reality may not be so much. But I think it's true. Unicorns, by virtue of the fact we call them unicorns,
right? Yeah.
They're rare. Right. Uncommon. And so I think they do get a lot of attention, and you have to be cognizant of the fact that they're going to be wading through that.
Well, and I think there's a difference between just a single female, and similar to single males, there are single females that are just looking to hook up, and there are single females that I think are more looking for what you're talking about with this connection and safety and relationship. You know what I mean? There's a difference between, again, this is, I think, general within the swinging and swinging lifestyle. There's this perception that it's all about sex. It's all about sex. And it's all about just getting off, which, don't get me wrong, there's definitely a piece that belongs to that, but there's more to just that community and that connection and safety and acceptance and all of those pieces that, I'm not looking, yes, I'm definitely looking to get off, right? And I can be blinded by horniness just like the rest of us, but it is that we have to get to a place where we respect each other, we're comfortable, we're safe, we're all of the things, and then we can get to there,
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously, there's times sometimes at a club that you might hook up with somebody, but that's a different situation.
It's a different setting. Yeah. Sure.
But I think for me, certainly, I get more out of it having that social interaction with somebody. You feel more comfortable and more confident because you know each other as people. It's different. I think, like I said, in the club, you can sort of hook up with somebody because that's a club environment. And going to a club on your own is different to a social meet, I think. So,
is there anything on your swinger punch list that you have not tried yet?
Yeah, what's on your bingo card?
Yeah, what's coming up? What's in store for Ginger?
I don't know. See, obviously I'm bi. Obviously, I like guys as well. So
greedy.
Yeah, greedy. Definitely. I am greedy. Well,
Good on you. You go.
I just think I like to double my chances.
I mean, I get it.
So,
the more lines out, the more fish you get.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
I want to fish you.
You have plenty of fish.
I would definitely like to explore the BDSM side more. I enjoy that side, and I'm now getting to the point where I might be learning to blog as well.
Oh, so learning to give, not receive, or both.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I had a brief go at last weekend and I really enjoyed. So that was good. That's a different way because I've always previously been I'm a sub, but I was like, oh, this is good. So that's it.
Would you prefer to flog a female or a male?
Oh, I'd love to have a go at flogging a male.
Okay.
I don't know why. Yeah. I did flog a female at the weekend. That was, don't get me wrong, but I think you always, you want to try something you've not really tried before. I have previously had a slightly brief a time with a male who was a sub, and I think, and I enjoyed it. I did enjoy it. I wasn't quite sure what I was doing, so I think I do need you need guidance to make sure you do it right, because it's not just about the physical side. Again, it's about the mental side as well. Right. Make sure, obviously, safety and all that. Make sure you're doing it right, because you can go into different headspaces with it.
So what I'm hearing you say is you're open to flogging both Mr. Snow and I.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm just, yeah.
So I don't know if we've announced this on our podcast yet, that we are going to be going over to the UK in February for Mr. Snow's 40th birthday bash. And we're going to have, I think we're going to have a lot of fun, and we're going to do a lot of fun things. But one of the things that has come up in the Discord is that Mr. Snow is going to have to get his birthday spankings.
Definitely. What one for each year, I think.
Ooh, and one to grow on.
Yeah, how this started is I accidentally ran afoul of Tina, because Tina asked me to keep this interview secret from a particular member in our Discord, because we wanted that to be a surprise for him. And I did not do that.
He was a bad boy.
He was a very naughty boy.
I got on there and I was just doing my kind of normal Discord, like, hey, good morning, everybody. We got this going on. We're going to be doing this interview with Gigi. And then it was like later in the day, everybody was talking and Tina was in there talking too. And I'm like, oh no. So I guess I've earned it.
Ooh. Definitely. I think, there's the St. Andrew's cross that I'm sure we can find to see how you fit on there and see how you get on.
I am excited about this. Like, I know we had, like, initially when we were having these conversations, it was more about, oh, we want to get Mrs. Snow on it. But now the tables have turned.
Yeah. Yeah. And just one question. So would you prefer to be blindfolded, or would you prefer for people to see people?
Oh, I honestly think I would say blindfolded, because I think that would add a lot to the experience.
I imagine it does heighten the sensation. Sure.
I almost think being able to see like the room full of people might take me out of that headspace.
Yeah.
Like, I think I'd be able to lose myself in it more.
Yeah.
And knowing that those people are there. Yeah, I think I'd go with the blindfold.
Yeah.
What do you prefer?
I would have said before being blindfolded. When I first met Tina, it was in the Backlash barn, and it was. I
want a T-shirt that says Backlash barn.
Oh my god, it was amazing, and it was separate from the rest of the club, and I was blindfolded, and you go into a space of your own, and you don't feel so self-conscious because there's other people, but because everyone is quiet, the atmosphere is electric. It's just, you can feel it, and it's quite different. When I did the demo on Saturday night, Tina did take my blindfold off, and actually in some ways it's quite hot seeing people watching you. Although I didn't have my glasses on, so I'm a bit blurry, but it was fine. but afterwards, it's so nice when people come up to you and say, oh, that was amazing to watch. And that felt quite good. That felt quite good, actually. And I think that's a confidence thing as well. Growing in confidence. So, and just being more comfortable with yourself, and that it's okay for you to go. And it depends on your mood, I think, as well, and what mindset you're in, because it takes you to different places, and where it is as well. If it's nice and quiet, you can go to places in your head, and it's good. It's good. It's really interesting. I think it's something that, if you're interested in, then definitely have a go, and then have a go again just to make sure.
Right. Try everything twice.
Exactly.
Try everything twice. Yes. That's right.
Yeah. So,
that's right.
Well, Gina, thank you so much for coming on today. This has been a great perspective.
Thank you so much for having me, as I like to say to people.
We can't wait to meet you in person in February.
Thank you for having me. That might be another little merch. Like, that's because there's some layers to that.
We need to start writing this down.
We do need to start writing this down.
Oh, hang on. I can hear a voice. Is that? Oh, I think I'm going to have to go for my flogging lesson. Hold on.
Ginger, you're late, darling. Come on. Honestly, you've been gibbering for far too long, darling.
Well, I wish you and your little your tush a good experience there. I hope he doesn't get too bad.
Hey, I suggest you post pictures on the Discord.
I will put that idea forward and see what
maybe some handprints.
Ooh, handprints. There you go. Yes. Well, we appreciate your time, and thank you so much. And we'll keep you posted on our tentative schedule for when we're over there, and hopefully we can all go flogging together. That just sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it does. And thank you so much for having me on the show and everything. I really, really appreciate it. I'm very honoured and grateful. That was lovely. Really nice to meet. Well, virtually meet you. And I can't wait to see you in February.
Yes.
Cheers. Take care.
We want to hear from you. Email us at snowmilf@yahoo.com. That's SNOMILF@yahoo.com. You can also join us on our Discord and have some fun interactive conversations with us. The link is in the show notes. Talk to you soon.